What's up, YouTube or Facebook, and welcome back to another episode of the first call out. My name is Billy Garnin, and I'm going to try and provide as many positives and as many good things about the IFBB Pros and the IFBB Pro circuit this year leading up to the finals, or the be-all end-all, the Mr. Olympia, which is held in September every year in Las Vegas. So like I said, my name is Billy Garnin, and last week we covered, on the very first episode of the first call out, was the Arnold Classic in Ohio. We had bikini, we had men's physique, we had the open, and an emotional speech by Cedric McMillan on the positive sides of the industry and the positive sides that the athletes can bring, and it's not always about the social media aspect of it. No offense to any social media representative, social media personality, nothing against them, because I think a lot of them, 90% of them, mean good. In fact, I think everybody means good, but there's just some things that cross too many borders. And I just think if we just reflect the light in the IFBB and pros and the athletes, it might just be good for everybody. So, like I said, welcome back to the first call out. My name's Billy Garnin. What a week we've had since the Arnold Classic in Ohio. Let's just give you a brief rundown, then we'll start talking about it. So the Hawaii Pro men's physique, Andre Ferguson takes first place. Brendan Curry takes first place in New Zealand. Dallas McCarver gets super real in an emotional video about his second place finish at the New Zealand Pro. I also want to try a new segment which is called the pros and cons. Maybe this one or the next one, because I know this weekend we also have the Arnold Classic, which is in Australia this weekend, which is actually happening right now, so I'm trying to get this video out before I do the Arnold tonight or tomorrow. Man, there's just been so much going on. So the pros already are super cool. Kai Green releases King Kai. If you haven't seen that, go over to Kai Green channel on YouTube, and you'll see a short video that I think he shot with his iPhone, where you get to see his Apple Mac and a small, but if you're a Comic-Con fan or something along those lines, you'll watch that small video. It's called The Chronicles of King Kai. It just seems super epic. Obviously, we don't want to go on too much about the cons about it, because there's so many trolls out there talking bad about other athletes, talking bad about other channels, talking bad about other personalities, so let's not give them the time today. But I will mention one negative in the fitness industry this week, and that was the passing of Curtis Bartlett. Now, if you have no idea who Curtis Bartlett is, I urge you to go check him out. It's Police Fitness on YouTube. Curtis did about 30, 40, 50 videos, and he was mentioned that he was also featured on bodybuilding.com, former vet, police officer, and unfortunately he passed last week in a car chase in his hometown, or for the police department that he was working on. So a tip of the hat to Police Fitness and Curtis's family. But anybody who tries to reflect as much good positivity that he did in the fitness industry is a winner by me. So but now we get into the Hawaii Pros. The Hawaii Pro happened last week, and really there's only two worth talking about. That's the men's physique and the bikini. And the really good thing about it is that the two people who finished second in both those classes in the Arnold Classic in Ohio both placed first. So let's go straight into the men's physique, which is Andre Ferguson. Andre Ferguson placed first in this show last week. That is Andre Ferguson. Let's try and brighten that if you can. That's Andre Ferguson. I did post him when he was on the same lineup with Ryan Terry the previous week. Phenomenal athlete. Like I said, a lot of people still don't really know who he is, but it was kind of like Ryan Terry 2 years ago. You know, he's coming up the ranks. He placed second place, or no, did he win the New York Pro last year? Now won in the Hawaii, then second place in the Arnolds last week. Definitely going to be a force to reckon with this year, coming up to the Olympia. And I don't think he's going to win the Olympia. I think this year is going to be Ryan Terry's year, but Andre is definitely going to be one to watch. Then we have my personal favorite in the bikini class, Courtney King. So Courtney King is the current Miss Olympia. Came second. I'm actually watching this screen as well too, so I can see this. Second in the Arnold Classic in Ohio a week just over a week ago, which I thought she was going to win if you watched my previous video. Let's just give you a breakdown on what that class was from the Hawaii. So men's physique was first place Andre Ferguson, of course. Second was Long Wu. Third was Dean Balabas, I think his name is. Sorry, Dean, if you get this, I don't know why you would. But anyway, in sixth place was everybody's fan favorite, Steve Cook. Steve Cook came out of a semi-retirement. IFBB Pro Steve Cook, who is very much social media fitness personality, decided to do this show with his girlfriend, Courtney King. So Courtney actually finished first in this show, and Steve finished a respectful sixth, when a lot of people, including me, thought he was going to finish top 3, but it just shows you where the men's physique class is heading. It's such a big class that you never know exactly what's going to turn out. So anyway, just right into the New Zealand Pro. The New Zealand Pro really only has also 2 classes, which is a men's classic physique, which we're not even going to talk about because there's so many that has to come up, and then we're going to go straight into the men's pro. So men's pro winner was Brandon Curry, then second was Dallas McCarver, and third was Juan Morel. Diesel Morel. This was, again, I'm not saying the biggest upset, but very much an upset for me. I actually thought Dallas McCarver did enough to take this. Dallas was phenomenal in the Arnold Classic, standing next to Brandon Curry. I just thought he took it because of mass and symmetry. Brandon is a phenomenal physique. Again, if I could slate Dallas's physique, I'd say Brandon probably took it from the back. And it just shows you that every show that you go to, it is subjective, because apparently Dallas, whenever he finished that show, went to the judges in Ohio and asked them what does he need to improve on for going to the New Zealand, and they told him that he needs to come in a little tighter, he needs to narrow it down. So Dallas did that. He dieted a wee bit harder. He said he came in stringier than he was at the Arnold Classic, and ended up coming out like this, which I'm sure if you agree, you'll see he looks better than Brandon Curry in this crab pose, or most muscular pose. But again, it just wasn't meant for him for the judges. So I don't know what Dallas has to do. I'm not trying to put a negative on Brandon Curry's run, because the dude is phenomenal. He's been around for a very, very long time, and he is only continuing on for a very, very, very long time. And in the grand scheme of things, probably deserved to win the New Zealand Pro. But just for me, I just thought Dallas deserved it. And that takes me on to him being 25 years of age. And I'm not taking anything away from Dallas being 25 years of age. But what I really liked about it is that the honest and sincerity that came off of Dallas's defeat. Again, in this industry, I don't think there really is a defeat. I know the winners will say, I'm the winner, I'm the best, there's this because there's a reason. There's a lot that goes in behind that as well too, you know, that's very subjective. Like Dallas, like a week and a bit beforehand, he was very full, very thick, did amazing in the Arnold Classic, then asked from the judges of the Arnold in Ohio, took those responses and went to New Zealand and implemented them there, and they had a completely different view of what they wanted on the stage of that day in the same class, leading to the overall class, which is the Olympia in September. So it's just very subjective, and it's very hard. But anyway, if you haven't seen this post from Dallas McCarver, please go check it out. It's a very, very heartfelt, heartwarming, I thought was a great speech on like how overwhelming gratitude you can feel for doing stuff like this to your coaches, to your friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever it might be. And I just thought that at being 25 years of age and actually having the balls to do something like this in an industry where he might get slated so much, just opens up, just like Cedric did a week and a half ago, just opens up the industry so much about the realism of it, the camaraderie of it, and the way the industry is going. And if you're not on board with the way the industry is going right now, you're going to be stuck in the past and forgotten about. I'm not trying to take it away and say that the old school isn't going to be there, because if there's anybody who's an old school fan and remembers them, that's me. But still, check it out. Anyway, so that's it. We covered the Hawaii, we covered the New Zealand. We're going to be covering the Arnold Classic in Australia. For now, thank you for checking out the first call out. My name's Billy Garning, and I'll see you at the Arnold Classic Australia. Have a good day.